This is a Shields of Shame exclusive.
This is Lieutenant Chris Riley. I'm talking to Mr. Walter Shanks. It is February the 2nd, 2022. We're in my office located in Athens, Georgia. We're the only two in the room. Tell me what happened with the use of force in Mackey that day. It's Saturday, I think it was.
Come out of my cell, the officer is telling everybody to go down for a briefing. Unusual because we usually don't do that in the mornings. He's yelling, everybody comes to our cell, shuts the door, my cellmate come out, and I start heading down the stairs, and somebody's behind me, it's Wadman. We go downstairs, we're about halfway down the stairs. I stop, look, officer comes over, grabs him, yanks him up the stairs, which I thought was pretty rough. Then he moves him down a little bit, and Wadman stops. He's got him by his shirt, He said, take your hands off me. The officer started punching him in the face. Hit him about 3 times and busted his face open. And I see him start going down to his cell. I start going upstairs to go back to my cell because we're always told to lie down if there's an altercation. And that's pretty much it.
Basically, my job is to determine whether or not he violated any rule, whether or not Mackey violated any rules. You guys, when y'all violate rules, there's internal matters for that in the jail. My job is to look at it and see if Mackey did right. And that's what I'm looking at. And you answered all my questions just by telling your side of it. I appreciate your time, Mr. Shanks. It is now 10:25 hours, same people present as in the beginning. This will conclude the interview. All right, so Lieutenant Chris Riley, I'm talking to Deputy Ronnie. You pronounce your last name Mackey or McKee?
It's Mackey.
Mackey? Okay. I think I've been saying McKee the whole time. Deputy Ronnie Mckie, it is February the 8th, 2022, 15:25 hours. We're in my office located in Athens, Georgia. We're the only two in the room. Go ahead and tell me what happened with Wadman and that whole situation.
Okay, then I guess let's start from the beginning. Come in at about 6 o'clock, time to take over. We had 2 deputies that weren't present, so I was taken off of Max from training Deputy Brandt there. So I came on to B-Pod, took over the keys, took control, started doing my paperwork and everything that you start off in the morning, keys, chemicals, all that such. At about 6, actually not at about, at exactly 6:30, it was time for me to do the morning briefing, so I went ahead and popped all the doors. I knew I had to get a morning briefing done. We had been harped on by Lieutenant Young telling us, hey, these inmates need a briefing. The day before, while I was on Max, I had Lieutenant Wilson and the captain come down personally and tell myself and the rest of the crew on Max that, look, these inmates, the problems we've been having with them getting into fights and this gamblings are going to stop. What's going to happen now is the inmates will be sitting down in the day room. There will be no more standing. There will be no more than 4 people at a table. If they're playing cards, they'll be playing cards, not gambling or anything, or no chips, no cigarettes on these tables. We said, all right. They told us that if they see anything like this, now that they've told us and looked at us, told us themselves, if they see it, there will be write-ups. It means we're not following. So we told them, all right. For B-Pod was special on kind of apparently 4 people had shown up positive for COVID at the time. They told us for them it will also be the same, but as in no one will be standing up in the day room. They will be sitting down at all times. Except for since there's COVID in there, people will not be passing cigarettes. If they share cigarettes on the rec yard, they will immediately get a 23. If they pass food, it will also be a 23. So, as I felt this was pertinent information to go ahead and get out, as you're supposed to do a briefing every morning, I went ahead, I got them out. I walked out into the middle of the day room, said, morning briefing! Called out. As I stood at the bottom, had a couple of people come out of their rooms, some of them not. I had a couple of people come walk up to me and say, hey, Deputy Mackey, hey man, we don't do no morning briefings around here and stuff like that. It's like, I just ignored him, kept going on with my briefing. Well, not the briefing, but trying to get the inmates out of their cells. So I walked upstairs, went from I think I started at 32. 31 or 32 is where I started, kicking people out of their rooms like, hey, come on out, morning briefing. Head down to the day room. As I'm walking past about 30, like in between maybe 30 and 29 towards the stairs, is where inmate Wadman, I think his name.
Wadman,
Wadman.
yeah.
There's two of them inside there. There's a Wadman, and a Wadman.
Okay, he's Wadman.
Okay, so which one is the one that was in it? Wadman?
Wadman was the one that said something, yeah.
Okay. All right, so Wadman, that's the one that was the use of force for.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
Wadman.
right.
Okay, so Wadman. So Wadman came past me, and he starts yelling. He starts yelling about, hey, like, man, some old bullshit. They ain't got no briefing since I've been here. All I do is I'm still at one of these cells, either 30 or 31, trying to get them out. And I say, like, look, you're going to get one today, all right? And he says, man, f*** you and f*** your briefing. Go kill yourself. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Like, I've been here all of, like, 32 minutes at this point. One, you're not going to talk to me like that and get away with it because I'm already going to lose the rest of the, I'm already going to have a problem with the rest of this pod. But you're not going to talk to me that way. So, you're going to get a 23. We go ahead and set the record and just set the tone for the day already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit here listening to that. Say, you, come here. Come on. He said, what? Come on. I come to him. He stands at the middle of the stairs. Come on, come with me. You go into your room. You go on 23. Head to your cell. As I get him back to the top of the stairs, we're walking. And then as we move like maybe 4 or 5 feet from the stair exit, that's when he turns on me, immediately jerks away, turns to face me. I react and I immediately hit him with two closed fist strikes to the facial area. At that point, he stops, turns around, like, well, actually, while it happened, he also, said, man, get the f*** off me, and turned around at me. But at that point, that's when he stopped. I pulled my taser, turned around, put it to his back. He turned around, and he continued walking. And I put him inside the cell. As this is happening, I have the uproar of all the people who are already out of their cells, already getting angry. And so saying, you hit that man for no reason. You hit him for no reason. You wrong. F*** you, bitch. F*** you. All this, and that's from what? How many people were in there at the time? Almost 60? So I had 60 other people, and I'm still doing my job, putting everybody in. I lock him, secure him in his room. And I'll go ahead, and once I get everybody out and finish my briefing, I'll go ahead and get medical down here, and then, of course, start my paperwork for him, and do everything for him. So at that point, he's already in. That's the end of the use of force, really.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really the end of the use of force itself.
Yeah, and then so now you got him locked down in his cell.
Yeah.
And you eventually end up in Tracy Martin's cell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened there?
Well, Tracy Martin, he was one of the more vocal ones because, of course, I had tons of them out there already.
Yeah.
Already yelling, angry, the same man. We're gonna put your ass up. We're gonna put your ass up. Get the lieutenant down here. Get the captain down here. Something. None of them are coming down here. 6 Thermal. We don't do that. We don't call nobody because you won't. All right. So it's like everybody still come on out of your rooms. Let's go. Come on out.
So you're right back to trying to get everybody down to briefing now. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that. That's
okay,
what
go
I'm
ahead.
Doing. So for him, he's like, man, you gonna try that shit with me, Mackey? You gonna try that bullshit with me? I want you to try it with me. Like, look, Martin, come on out for briefing. We ain't doing this right now. All right, come on. And so he steps back into the cell and says, Mac, come on out for briefing. We're not doing this right now. At that point, that's when I put my hand on his shoulder. Come on out for briefing. The guy got him out. He grabs my jacket and everything. He grabs both of my lapels, grabs around my neck. I got his what is it? His sweatshirt.
Sweatshirt, yeah.
Yeah. We're looking at each other as he starts turning me, and we start grappling and everything. We're holding each other like this. We start turning, and now my back is to the bunks, and he's towards the door. All right, and we got like multiple ones looking at us, multiple inmates that are now starting to crowd the door and stuff and looking. I'm like, nah, I'm not about to start throwing punches inside of this dang cell. Believe me, that's what I thought about, but did not do that. I said, look here, you gonna fucking let me go or what? What you gonna do here? Because we sitting here looking eye to eye and shit. So what are you gonna do? At this point, he ain't say nothing. I got multiple people sitting here yelling and stuff because like all it's gonna take is one of them to come into the cell. I went ahead and pulled the spray. Pulled it right up here in front of me with my other free hand while I still got him. And when he let go, he said something, I don't know what he said, but it was whatever, but he let go. And that's when we come out of the cell. And everybody else is still angry and whatnot, but, I got a couple people saying, man, you should have never hit that man. You should have never hit that man. But at that point, that's when we had, that's when I already had called deputy needs assistance,
right.
And that's when they came inside.
Okay.
So.
All right, and then y'all kind of went from there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You answered that question. I told you to answer most of them. Okay, so when you called Wadman, he was on the stairs. You told him to come back up. and you said y'all were walking toward his cell, and then he turned. Show me how that went. Now I'm gonna be you, and you be Wadman, just face because however you. So how would you were behind him?
No, wait. Yeah, he's that side.
Okay,
Yeah.
you were like this. Now show me what he did. So you were up here somewhere. You had him like this,
Yeah.
right about there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on. All right. Tell him to go myself.
go to your cell.
All right. Hey, get off me.
Okay, so he elbowed your hand off. I would call that like a spin move, and then he's up on you. But he bowed up like that because I mean you were like all up like this. He bowed up like that on you.
I mean, I'm already look like that. I don't know if I do that. I don't know if I do that.
But he still faced you and came towards you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
all this, he faced me just like that and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
And then he came towards you.
The moment all that happened,
Okay. So
two strikes to the
as
face.
soon as he spun and faced up and advanced on you,
Didn't even think about it.
you hit it. Okay. Okay.
I didn't even think about it at all.
I got a clear picture of what you're saying now. Okay.
And at that point, that's when he stopped to like collect himself after I had hit him.
Yeah.
And I had already had blood. Like I realized later on I had blood still on my shirt, and I did not know that. Like 2 hours later,
2 hours later, you found it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
That's when I took, after he had stopped and he was now like stunned, I went ahead and grabbed him, pulled my taser, put it on his back. Let's go to your cell.
Okay.
And
Now.
I didn't know what cell he was in, mind you. I let him guide me while I'm still doing that because I didn't know.
Did he go to his cell? So he went to A cell.
He went to a cell. I don't know if it was his.
Okay.
But I just let it. That's why I just like.
Well, at that point, you got to secure him. I got you. So did you hit him with the taser?
No, I did not.
Okay,
hit him
so
with
you
the
never
taser.
hit the
I never
back of his
used
head
it.
with that taser?
No.
Okay.
I never used a taser.
Okay.
No, that thing's made of plastic. That's not a hurt.
I'm with you. The part of the.
Oh, I closed the door. I still had the taser in my hand, though.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's in this hand. So it's this using hand. So I
But
could
you
close
never
the
hit him
door.
with that taser.
No, I never hit him with a taser.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna use the taser. I would have just dry stunned him. I had it right there. I would have just drived him. Like he was cooperating at that point. After I hit him twice, he was already cooperating. He walked to his cell. There was no reason for me to do anything else to him.
Okay.
Unless he turned around at me again or something, then I would have drived him in the back.
Now, he had said it was either him or one of the other inmates I interviewed, and it could have been all of the above, had said you hit him with the taser. But I think that would have probably broken the taser more than anything. If you hit him with the taser, it would break it, I think. I don't think it would survive that.
I think when they said hit him with the taser, I think they meant, use it on him.
You know what? They could have, but you didn't. I mean,
I never used it.
Okay.
That's right. Y'all need to see my battery to see if I.
Well, I know that you turned it on.
Yeah.
You said you turned it on, so. But there's no allegation that you tased him. That's not even come up. Physically, what they're saying is you basically, you know what a pistol whipping is?
Yeah.
They're saying you pistol whipped him with that taser, hit him with a taser in the back of the head back here. But that's fine. I had to ask you about it because that's part of what, and people, sometimes they think they see things, Somebody remembers things one way, somebody remembers things another way.
All it takes is one person to be mistaken, and before you know it, all of them are all repeating it.
Yeah, and there's no evidence that I see that you hit him with a taser. Okay? Either way, that you either tased him or hit him, there's no evidence that I see that you did that. But I had to ask you about it anyway.
Okay.
All right, I think you covered everything. Is there anything you think's important that we didn't talk about before we end up?
Anything I think is important to do with this at this point is it honestly is only secondary to this. It has nothing to do with the investigation at all. It's more like other shifts and other deputies that have the B-pod do whatever they want, or ones that are too scared to go in here and do that. That it all has nothing to do with this, but that's what
I understand what
starts
you're saying.
this.
Like continuity of how they're treated. Maybe not if what the inmates are saying is right. They've never done a morning briefing, and you're supposed to do morning briefings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. If you do think of something, after you leave, man, I should have told Chris that. I should have told him this. Just call me, okay?
Okay.
That same number I called you from is my office number. If you got it in your phone, just that'll ring right here. So if you think of something, just call me, okay?
I guess bullet points, morning briefing, a lot of pushback. Wadman start talking some mess and stuff like that. Say, okay, you're getting a morning briefing, come on, let's go. Turns on me, 2 closed fist strikes to the face, stunned, pulled out the taser on him, grabs again, come on, go to your cell. He goes to the cell, locks him in. The whole, what's his name, Marvin? Tracy Marvin?
Tracy Martin, yeah.
Tracy Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically barely know his name. I wasn't even there long enough. Tracy Marvin, issue with him. He's angry about that guy. I don't know if they're friends or what, or if it's just a principle or something like that. Like, you want to fight a deputy, it's like, okay, are you going to fight me or not? All right. No blows struck, grappled with him.
He agrees with all that. When I talk to him, his version of what happened to the cell is essentially the same as yours.
Okay.
He's made no allegation that you struck him, hit him, or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you read his response to the DR that you did on him?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, it's pretty much in line with what you're saying. So when I interviewed him, he pretty much told the same thing you did about what happened in that cell.
Yeah. No
and the
strikes,
2 guys on the outside from the beginning, they said the same thing. Y'all both had each other like this, but that was it. As soon as you pulled the OC, it was over. So they said the same thing.
Okay, fantastic. After that, I guess everybody comes in and it's, LT trying to get control.
Yeah.
He's telling me to go over here. I'm not trying to sit here and be. I am angry, mind you. I am angry, but I don't want to be told off. Told us like, hey, just go over here like like I'm scared or something. I'm not scared of anything in here, but it's
Well, you got to do what you're told at that point. I get it.
Yeah.
He says you to go, you got to go. I would do the same thing in my captain. I got called this morning and got told to go to a budget meeting, so I went to the budget meeting.
Yeah, it's good, but it's like if you send me away like I'm scared, but then you're gonna put me back there later on. It's like, well,
Yeah, I don't think that was his intention. He was probably just trying to calm it down. But when you come back to work, I know Stanley. I don't think he would mind just you talking to him about it, as long as you do it in the right way. I don't think he'll mind you talking to him.
I'm not mad at him. Absolutely not. It's just it's
Not
sometimes I
optimal.
like some how I say this. Some consistency, like so. What he told, like when he does a good, he's a great lieutenant. I like Stanley Young very, very much. But he'll come into the morning for morning briefings and he'll be like, "Who runs the jail? Who runs the jail? We do. All right. We do. The inmates run it. But sometimes you feel like, well, we're sitting here on A shift and we feel like the policy tends to change when we're on because no one on the shift will do something about it.
Yeah.
And it really feels that way sometimes.
Huh.
Like, believe me, I don't believe when inmates tell you, it's like, man, we don't do this and that. You know, on shift that do that.
Right.
We don't do that junk. Like, no, this is what happens.
Yeah, I get it.
I've never worked on another shift, so I don't know.
It might be true, it might not, but we're doing it today. I understand what you're saying. And the whole time I spent on patrol, it was kind of like that too. One shift would do a report this way. On patrol, reports with the paperwork is everything, but one shift would do it this way, and if you had to work with another shift, they would tell you, no, we don't do that report this way, we do it this way. Then you'd have to change your report based off of how this shift does it. So there was very little continuity between the 2 shifts. I get what you're saying. I understand it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you think of something, just give me a call back. It is now 15:42 hours. Same people present as in the beginning, and this will conclude the interview. All right, so Lieutenant Chris Riley, I'm here talking to Todd Wadman. It is February 1st, 2022, 15:22 hours. We're in my office located in Appleton, Georgia. We're the only 2 in the room. Tell me what happened with Deputy Mckie.
I think it was Saturday morning. We woke up, right? He was going off about get the f*** out of your rooms, morning briefing. I came out of my room. I was about halfway down the stairs. And I was like, since when we got morning briefing, right? And that's when he was yelling out, get the f*** out of your rooms. And he was just talking shit to inmates. And I was like, do you f***ing hear yourself right now? And he's all, go to your room. So as I was coming back up the stairs to go to my room, before I got to the top of the stairs, he grabbed me by my shirt, pulled me up, and started shoving me down the railing, right? At that point, I got hit in the back of the head. You know what I mean? It was just like sudden. I was like, what the hell is this cop hitting me right there? And that's when he slipped.
Got you, but don't make it bleed.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah, and then
it'll be on your record. It'll be on the medical records.
he pulled out his taser. He hit me in the back of the head with his taser too, and then stuck it to the back of my head. and then walked me into my cell. And at no point did I not, was never in, you know what I mean, non-compliance of going to my cell. When he said, go to your cell, I was going back up the stairs, and that's when he grabbed me.
So you grabbed. So you're just part of the way down the steps.
Yeah, I was going to the morning briefing like
Right,
he had asked.
like he's asked you to. Then you said, do you hear yourself? And he told you to come back, and he grabbed you.
As
So-
I'm walking back up the stairs,
Right.
he grabs me and pulls me back up to the top of the stairs, the last few steps.
Okay, and then what did you do?
And then he starts shoving me down the road, and I
So
was
now
like,
you're going back toward your cell.
to my
Gotcha,
cell.
gotcha.
But he's got his hands, you know what I mean? He's pushing me, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, quit, don't f***ing touch me, you know what I mean? There's no reason for you to touch me, and then he just started hitting me.
Wow. Okay.
There's a trail of blood all the way from the stairs, all the way to my cell, and a puddle that was in there. They had to have day force come in and clean it up. And then that's when other inmates were in there. They're like, what the f*** are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you're dead wrong for doing that.
How many times did he hit you with his hand?
About 2 to 3.
And then when did he hit you? Did he hit you with a taser at the same time, or when did he hit you with a taser?
After that, after he'd hit me with his fists,
Yeah.
he pulled out his taser and he hit me in the back of the head with it. And then he had it to the back of my head too and was walking me to my cell on my head.
Okay.
I never raised my fists at him or anything like that. You can see that in the video. My hands were down the whole time.
Yeah. The only thing you did was try to pull away from him. You get off me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you weren't facing him. He was behind you.
Yeah.
I saw that. So when you're about halfway down the, well, you only took about 3 steps on the stairwell. There was a white male standing on that stairwell right there that you were standing beside when McKee grabbed you. Who is that?
Bigger white guy?
Yeah.
I don't know his name. I could get his name for you on the...
Let's see. If you saw him, would you recognize him?
Yes, I would.
Well, I mean, he's on the video, but I don't have another picture of him. Yeah, if you can figure out what his name is, that'd be helpful
It's
because I want to talk to him too. Huh. So this is the first time you ever been on the block with him, period?
Yes.
Wow, okay. Is there anything else you think's important that we didn't cover?
No, just that's it. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys, everything you guys are doing.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
if it was done wrong, then that's what we're going to say. I'm still in the middle of it, so I'm not going to say one way or the other right now because I just started. Did you,
I've asked to file a formal complaint.
well, that's what this is. This
Okay.
it would be the same because that would just come to me.
Okay.
But they kind of headed you off. This was already going on before you ever complained about it because the supervisors took action that day.
Because my family's contacted Harmon Law offices on
Yeah.
the streets, and they said they can't come in and see me until I get my grievance response back or anything like that from you guys too. So
Yeah, I don't know about their rules, but it was already, they already were taking action on it that day.
okay.
So
And
you
then-
really didn't have to complain, but it's okay that you did. I got it. And that's what this is. It would be the same because
All right.
the one investigation would be the same for everybody.
All right.
Because they would have just assigned that to me too. But
Yeah, they can't see me until I get the paperwork in my hand.
that's strange.
But they probably get a lot of calls from inmates or something too, probably. You know what I mean? So they
Okay, all
want-
right. I didn't think about it but you're probably about. Yeah, you're probably right there. So did you tell McKee to go kill himself?
No, I said, do you fucking hear yourself?
You did say that. I can see that being
Yeah.
yeah, I can see somebody missing that in a noisy. Okay. Anything else you think is important before we end up, Todd?
No, sir, I appreciate it.
If you think of something, you just tell them you want. If you think, oh man, he needs to know this, you just let me know, and I'll get back up with you. It might take
Yeah.
a day or so, depending on what I'm doing, but I'll get back with you.
All right.
And if you can get those names, just give them to the supervisor, and they'll get it right to me, so I can get those guys too. But I appreciate you coming and talking to me about it.
Yeah.
And
That's why I was like, what the hell is he freaking out about? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
why am I getting hit?
yeah, especially from
Yeah.
behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he should have ever put his hands on me like that.
Well, we'll find out.
All right.
And like I said, if you think of anything else to get those names, you let me know.
I will. I'll go get those for you right now.
It is now 15:32. Same people present as in the beginning. This will conclude the interview.